One example I can give you about callousing your mind, about doing things that make you uncomfortable. I Googled the 10 hardest races in the world, and what came up, number one, was this race called the Badwater 135. I thought it was a race where you ran like 20 miles, set up a camp, and then ran 20 miles the next day. So I called the race director up. He said, David, to qualify for my race, you have to do 100 miles. And I said, 100 miles in a calendar year? He said, no, 100 miles in 24 hours or less. He goes, there's a race on Saturday. And I called him up on Wednesday. It was at 4 days for me to get ready for this race. And he said, if you qualify, if you do 100 miles, 24 hours or less, I might consider you my race. Went out there, got to mile 20, wasn't feeling too bad. Around mile 30, I started feeling my shins starting to get extremely sore. And I started to develop stress fractures, shin splints. I started feeling the metatarsals in my feet starting to break at around mile 50. By mile 70, I was totally destroyed. And I sat down in this blue lawn chair and I literally couldn't stand up. I was discolored, I was pale. I was in the worst shape of my entire life. I've been in 3 hell weeks, Ranger school, and this was the worst situation I've been in my entire life. I thought I was literally dying. And I had to make this enormous thing small. My dizziness went away after about an hour. I got to mile 81. It said, you're not gonna make the time. I had 24 hours and I was going so slow, taking so much time. This is when I realized my mind and my body and my spirit became one for the first time ever. And I went to a level that I never thought was humanly possible for myself or anybody else. And I ran 19 miles, did 100 miles, I actually did one more mile. I did 101 miles in 18 hours and 56 minutes. I'd overcome so many obstacles in my life, and this was the final crucible for me. And I got through it. And at the end of this race was such clarity to me. And it was just the most amazing thing I ever do in my life.